Hello, and welcome to reCapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at reCapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
All right. We are back. What's going on, Delora? How you feeling? How you living?
I'm doing well, Ashley. Happy to be back. We had a bit of a break. So excited to, reconnect with you and our listeners. Hi, y'all.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Thank you for always sticking with us when we take a couple weeks away, and hope you enjoyed some of our replays. I know we did. From the Summer of Soul previous recap that we had from back in 2022, which is crazy.
Yes. It felt like yesterday.
It did feel like yesterday. To Black Cake, which was a 2024 recap. So I listened to both of them, and hopefully you guys did as well and got a chance to get a refresh on some really good series that we've gotten a chance to talk about and film for Summer of Soul.
Yes.
So it is Thursday, which is our usual headlines and hot topics episode for those who are not familiar. For those who are, welcome back. And I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a cold open just with something that I saw pop up. And I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but I felt some type of way about the commentary. So Shamar Moore, beloved soap opera star of an era, beloved Soul Train host of an era, current CBS darling. He has been notoriously bacheloring it up out here in these streets for a very long time. And
he just broke up. He's fresh off of a breakup.
He had just been in a relationship, had a child, thought this one might be for the long haul, but he's back out in the market, ladies. He's back out in these streets. So I guess he decided he had to let everybody know officially with a little thirst trap picture for the gram. Now, he still looks amazing, right? This man is in his 50s at this point. Body's still bodying. Face is still facing. But in the comments, I saw people like, sir, you're too old for this. What are you doing? You're too old for this. You're too old for this. You're too old for this. Is there an age cap on thirst traps?
The way he's doing it, it's giving immature for sure.
Was it the wardrobe or just, what was it that made it immature?
Honestly, it's giving peak light skin behavior. It's like, this is what Drake's going to be doing in the next 25 years.
At least Shamar doesn't make the duck face that Drake seems to like to make in all his little photos.
Shamar Moore currently is doing what they used to do back in the 90s. Like, for me, what's the difference? You know what I mean? I don't need it personally. I like a good classy thirst trap. To me, I like to think of like Halle Berry. You know what I mean? She keeps it very cute, very sexy, body's tea. You know what I mean? It's a no for me, dog. I don't need it. I don't need it. And like, is there an age? No, I don't think there's an age, but I think it's the way you do it.
Got it. It's about, there's a style. There's a criteria to a good thirst trap.
Because he right now is peacocking for the young girls. He's not looking for anybody in his age range, nowhere near 30 years close to his age range. You know what I mean?
Peacocking. I love it. Listen, I maybe have lower standards because I don't have any strong criteria for a man's thirst trap. If you look good, I'm looking. My only caveat is I don't necessarily need to see your dick. That's my caveat.
No, that is where,
like, I get so tired. I get so tired of seeing Safari in boxer briefs.
Oh my god,
with the huge bulge. I'm like, bro, we know
We
We
get
know.
it.
We
You know
know.
who's my favorite? Speaking of age ain't nothing but a number, and it's how you do it. My boo, Lenny Kravitz. Okay. He stays shirtless. Okay. But do we talk about, ooh, gross, Lenny? Absolutely not. Not ever.
Lenny Kravitz be out here exercising in leather pants. He's in a class all his own.
Truly, truly.
Well, y'all let us know. Is there, I'm gonna post this out on stories. Is there an age or criteria for you on thirst trapping? Y'all let us know. All right, let's move into our headlines. We do have to start out on a little bit more of a somber note with some RIPs that have popped up while we've been away. The first one is the legendary, trailblazing musician Angie Stone, who unfortunately had an untimely passing due to a car accident as she was on her way. I'm still a little confused. I'm seeing an ABC News article. They say that she was traveling from a performance, but I also saw footage on Instagram that she was supposed to be traveling to a
She was
basketball
coming
game.
from, I think they said Alabama to Milwaukee or something like that.
Something like
That's what the
that.
Breakfast Club said. She was traveling, like she had just done a performance the night before and then was on her way to doing an event. So
Got it. So from one performance to another. Thank you for that clarity. So the accident itself happened on an Alabama highway. She was traveling with, it sounds like, a driver and a handful of other people. And unfortunately, she succumbed to her injuries. This was, like I said, very untimely, very unexpected. She was a Grammy nominated R&B singer. She was a member of an all-female hip hop trio back in the day called The Sequence. And she really found her sweet spot, according to this ABC News article, in the early 2000s as neo soul began to dominate R&B. It seemed like she had had some exciting projects coming up that she had been teasing out to fans, and we've seen tributes pouring in via social media from various artists, from Jennifer Hudson to MC Hammer, to others. And so, if there is some type of work she was doing, some type of new music she was making, I'm hoping that it's still released posthumously. I think that would be a beautiful tribute to her because her voice was undeniable. What were your thoughts, Delora?
I was completely stunned and heartbroken to hear about the accident. I remember her growing up, such a full, vibrant, soulful voice, the voice of girlfriends. Like this Angie Stone, like she was imprinted in everything that we've done one way or another, whether she was, songwriting, in front of the mic or background singing. And I say that because she sang background for Lenny Kravitz. I didn't know that. And tell me why I was today years old that she has the child with D'Angelo in his
Yes,
peak era. I was
I
like, get
saw
it,
that
Angie.
too. I was like, oh, y'all kept that under wraps.
Tight. She was co-writer on his albums. Like the pen was immaculate, her voice was immaculate, and this loss is huge, huge.
Yeah, one for the culture for sure. Rest in peace to the Angie Stone.
Yes.
Another RIP, one that is very generational for us. Michelle Trachtenberg, actress, has passed away at the tender age of 39, yet again, untimely. She was unfortunately found in her apartment in New York City by her mother in the AM last week. She potentially died of some complications from a liver transplant that she had. That is unconfirmed. But it basically, in the reporting that I've seen, they said that she passed away of natural causes and no foul play is suspected. I remember when this popped up on Instagram, I was like, what?
Exactly.
Harriet the Spy?
Exactly.
The sister from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Georgina from Gossip
Gossip
Girl.
Girl. Yep.
I mean, a part of my childhood and upbringing
I watched
gone.
Ice Princess too. I was a little bit older, but still, she was. We grew up with her. We grew up with her. She was
I
everywhere.
I did not even know, had not seen that she had been subjected to online scrutiny for her appearance
I didn't know that either.
over the last year or so. Like I had not seen her pop up looking any type of way. So this came
Same.
completely out of the blue to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever health difficulty she was dealing with, whatever was going on, I hope that she has found, peace and that her family is able to find peace through all of this. 39, 63, very young ages for these folks to be passing away. And my heart goes out to both sets of families, both sets of loved ones as they grieve.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to our final headline. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa,
Period.
and Teyana Taylor are or are not dating. There's been rumors because she popped up at an award show for an award he
Yes.
got recently, ABFF Honors, I believe it
Yes,
was.
it was.
She recently posted photos of them in black and white from the Oscars that many outlets are reporting as a hard launch of their relationship. And neither have confirmed or denied said rumors. I mean, I looked at the comments on that post. The
Yes.
celebrities were even all up in them comments.
I
JT
mean, they're
said, Y'all go
gorgeous
together?
people
Y'all
or
go
not.
together or
Yeah,
not?
I know. I know. Yeah.
What are you thinking? Are they together? Are they not? Are we invested?
I personally don't want it. I don't. And don't get me wrong, love Teyana, love Aaron. They are gorgeous individually and smoking hot together, but I don't personally see it. There are a handful of relationships in Hollywood that I just simply do not get. We talk about this all the time. Don't get Priyanka and Joe Jonas. Don't get it because you're freaking Miss Universe and he's a Jersey boy. Like I don't get that. I do get like you want somebody who's excited to be with you. So sure, I get that part, but them together, don't get it. Do not get Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. Don't get it at all.
Did you know everybody seems to call him Timmy? I was like,
Really?
yeah, like even Higher Learning did an interview today with the director of a film called Opus, Mark Anthony Jones, Mark Anthony something. I don't want to get his name incorrect. He called him Timmy. I'm like, am I missing something? Since when is this like his default name?
I think that's funny because I think he's this generation's Leo, right? So he's gunning for
Sure.
that Oscar. He has a wealth of projects behind him at a young age, but if I were him, I wouldn't want to go by that because he's about to be 30 years old and everybody's still looking at him like he's the Wonder Kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's very svelte. So it makes him
Yes.
seem younger than he is. He's just a slight little thing. So it just makes
Yes.
him seem like pinch you on the cheeks, adorable still.
Again, the man is almost 30.
Yeah, he
So,
is. He is. He is.
um, so back to Mufasa. Um, One, I also think it was interesting because people were like, well, I thought he was gay. I thought he liked snow bunnies.
Yeah,
Um,
I told you. I thought he had a white wife. I thought this was the narrative out there about him. I had never done my own personal research into it
well,
because I didn't care that much.
for me, the likelihood of a black British actor being with a white woman is ridiculously high. Like we're in the
David
90s.
Oyelowo.
Period. Okay. Although Yellowell's wife is a real one, so I like her a lot. But reggae, the list is long.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I think I vaguely remember Reggae, who's Reggae's dating. Vaguely, vaguely, vaguely.
So when I saw them together, I was like, oh, he's with someone in black? Like,
But is
if
this
this were
just his
true,
Michael B. Jordan moment, or is
yes,
this for
the
keeps?
cover, save face because it stars on the rise. That is
I
a
wouldn't even. I wouldn't even say that. I would say there's an exception for them maybe to their rule. That's more so what I was thinking. Not even like a cover, but just like she's the exception to the rule of what I usually go for type
I
vibe.
also think that she will eat him for dinner, and I don't think he could keep up, and therefore I don't get it. You understand what I mean?
That would be the biggest thing for me is I just don't know if he can. I don't want to say can't handle Teyana Taylor, but yeah, like I just don't know if he can he seems so sweet and to a certain
Yes.
extent like very innocent. Even his smile, the way he smiles, or like his whole
Sweet.
face.
It is so like
And I'm
him.
like,
The giggle he gets when
Teyana,
people say Mufasa is the cutest thing
yeah.
ever.
And I'm like, Teyana, don't let the pretty face fool you. Like Teyana,
She's a panther. Like she will eat you alive,
and I'm saying
sir.
this with the most utmost respect, right?
Period.
Like there's a
Same.
lot of power in that
Yes.
body. Okay.
Oh, 1000%. I'm not denying any of it. You know what I mean? Like we are on the same page, Ashley. So that's where I'm just like, we don't want another Will and Jada situation. You know what I mean?
Um, mm, ah.
Because I definitely feel like Jada was a lot for Will. And
And the difference is that they were young, whereas Teyana,
yes,
she's lived, baby. She's not going
yes,
to change her ways.
that
And
is
obviously Jada
true.
didn't either. She just took a while to be like, yeah, this ain't for me. This
This right.
monogamy
Why am I
thing,
married?
bro. Find someone else to do it. Find somebody else to do it. It ain't my ministry. Incompatibility is a real thing.
True. I agree.
It's a real thing. You can have love, but that incompatibility, baby, it'll keep you in the wrong place for a long time. So,
What do you
yeah.
think, Ashley? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I kind of have already spoken my truth, which is I just don't foresee them as a long-term coupling because I don't think, to your point, he can kind of keep up with her
Mm-hmm.
personality wise, probably the things she gets into. Like, I don't know if you trying to hang out with Chris Brown and them. And like the scene, the people I don't know if he's trying to really run in those circles. So maybe sit this one out. Like the pictures are cute. Y'all look cute together. If this is promo
Him
for
in
a film,
glasses is dangerous.
yeah.
Goodness
If this is
gracious.
promo for a film or a show, hey, I'm there with y'all. Because Teyana Taylor's a great actress.
She is. She is multifaceted. And, you know, she honestly could do anything. I just wish she had better, better label. She was under Kanye, and we all know how that happened.
Lord Jesus. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll wait and see. Like, I personally think she's going to end up being in her next serious relationship with a woman. I've been thinking this for a long
I can
time.
see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
And
I don't
I
foresee it with another dude.
and that's where, yeah, I'm right there with you. Yep.
So we'll see. Lori Harvey was rooting for him
She
in them
was because
comments
she wanted people to get off
off
of
her
her back.
back.
Um, but speaking of Teyana, I thought her and Victoria Monet might have had a thing going at
And they
one
might
point.
have. And they might have, because
That's true.
uh, Victoria and Kehlani had a relationship that I didn't know about
Yes.
till
They were
afterwards.
together for a long time. I mean,
So,
made music and everything.
yes, still friends. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But, y'all let us know. Cute, not cute. What are y'all thoughts? Let's move on to our hot topic of the day. Them Oscars 2025 just happened over the weekend, Sunday. And I want to really break this down because Laura and I were texting throughout the show. So we're going to give y'all a little taste of the conversation and dive in a little bit deeper than just the fashion and the awards. But we will start with the fashion. Delora, these stars hit the red carpet. Some looked great, some okay. Give me your top three looks for the night.
You said some did not.
Some looked okay. I'm not even gonna, because I don't want to do a worst dress. Just give me your three best dressed.
Coleman Domingo. He is so fashionable. Like that red jacket with the belt and the gold jewelry and the sir, sir. I love him. Shout out to Wayman and Micah. Cynthia Erivo. I absolutely loved her red carpet look. It's giving Wicked Queen realness. Okay. The the collar, the shaping, the dark green, loved it. See, I don't know if she's officially in my top three or an honorable mention. And I am talking about the Halle Berry and Christian Siriano. I really enjoyed her look, but I don't know if it's like top three material because I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. We'll close out my top three with the only Black woman to have won Best Actress. And she'll tie with Ava DuVernay. They're tied for me. What about you?
Oh, girl, Halle Berry is my number one.
Is it?
It down. I text you when I saw her. I said, Halle Berry looks amazing. It's the dress, it's the hair, it's the skin, it's the body. God damn it. Halle Berry, Halle Berry, Halle Berry. She did the thing. She looks fabulous. And this dress with it's like the crushed glass, but then when you look at the side, it's so beautiful and elegant with that kind of sheer look to it. I just can I have this? Like I don't think I've loved
who
a
also
dress
had it
in a long time. Who?
What's our girl Molly from Insecure?
Yvonne Orji?
Yvonne Orji. They had a who wore it best moment.
I don't even want to go look. I don't even want to go look because
it's different. Now you could tell that Halle Berry dress was more modified, right? But it's the same thing.
Okay. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole because I don't want to compare these. Halle Berry did it for me. My number two, Selena Gomez. Elegante.
It's giving old Hollywood.
Beautiful. Both this look and her after party
Vanity
or whatever.
Fair. Yes.
Gorgeous, beautiful, classy, this voluptuousness. I mean, she ate it up and I loved it. And then my number three, for sure, with a bang, Cynthia Erivo. Okay. The green keeps greening. The velvet, darling. Yes. The exaggeration in the bow.
Yes.
The giving you a pop of color to remind you I'm a witch, bitch.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Top three. We're done.
I did like the idea of Ariana Grande's dress in the Schiaparelli. But I just feel like blonde is not for her and it just washes her out. Like the color she's been wearing during this press tour with her hair, I'm just like, it's not giving for me.
Can I be honest about my feelings about Ariana Grande? I think she needs a better stylist. I don't want to offend whoever her current stylist is, but I don't feel like anyone has figured out how to dress Ariana Grande well for her body yet. You have the Law Roaches who have figured out how to beautifully dress the Zendayas of the world, right? Mm-hmm. Ariana Grande needs somebody who can
he was her stylist for a long time. You know that, right?
I did not.
When she was in her It Got Me Up All Night, All Day, yeah. That album, walking from side to side.
Okay.
He was with her for an era. Yeah.
This iteration that I'm talking about of Ariana Grande, though, where she's now a grown woman, she's doing serious red carpet, she's wearing serious fashion. Like, you should have kept Law because I need you. I need to see you elevate your style accordingly. Like at a period of time, she was dressing very cute and beautiful for like a young pop starlet. Now she's grown and she's in this era of I'm being nominated for Oscars. I want to see that elevation in her fashion and I want to see it done beautifully for her body, right? Because I feel like some of the things that I see Ariana in feel matronly and age her. and she's still only in her 20s. So
Right.
I just want to
No, I think she's
see.
in her early 30s.
I thought she was still in her 20s. She's in her 30s now?
Let's see how this chica is. 31.
Wow. Okay. Well, she's in her early 30s. She should still be dressing like it, right? Like, I just
Mm-hmm.
don't want these things I'm seeing to be it for her with fashion. Like, she's had a couple cute moments during the press tour, during the press run, but like Margot Robbie shut it down for Barbie. I wanted
Yes.
to see the same. You're standing next to Cynthia Erivo. You know what I mean?
Listen,
And Cynthia brings it
Jason's her
on the
stylist.
fashion. Yeah, Jason Bolden. So
Mm-hmm.
I just that's my hope for Ariana Grande. I love Ariana Grande. Controversy and all with some of the things that have happened. I love Ariana Grande. So I just want to see better. I feel some type of way about that, clearly. But that's my spiel. All right.
That's why we have a podcast.
That's why we have a podcast, guys, so
Talking
y'all can listen to us rant and rave. All right, let's talk about Conan. Conan was a first time
Let's.
host of the Oscars. How'd he do?
My initial thoughts were, oh my God, I think he's too nice. And then I took a moment, stepped back, and realized our world is burning around us. Kindness is not a bad thing.
Aw, you felt like the celebrities deserved a little kindness for everything that's gone on.
Well, the world just needs a level of kindness. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. Uh, and I didn't even mean to make the metaphor of the fire because they were literally in LA. But I'm thinking about our federal government in Washington personally with the fire that's around us. But I love Conan O'Brien. I've always rooted for him, even when he was snubbed for the night show that Jimmy Fallon ultimately took over. He's clever, he's funny. So I think he did fine. I like for him to do it again in just to solidify my opinion. I'd say he only made one political jab and everything else is fine. Like I thought he was pleasant.
What'd you think of that Kendrick Drake joke?
A black person wrote it and he went with it and it was fine to me. I laughed.
I think I chuckled as well. It was funny hearing it out of his mouth because he
Yes,
does feel very like cookie cutter white man.
very
Like,
much so. Like
uh,
Wonder Bread
yeah,
white.
yeah, he was fine. To your point, I mean, I always look more to the audience's reaction than my reaction to kind of gauge whether I feel like a host did a good job. And it seems
Because it's the
like
energy.
it's the
Like they're
energy of the
there.
room. Yeah, it's a
Yes.
stand-up set essentially. And if that doesn't play well to the room, even if you think some things are funny, you're cringing for them, right? It seemed like it played fine in the room. He made fun of himself as he was making fun of other people, so I think it worked.
And I think it's so funny because of Ricky Gervais and the Golden Globes and things like that, you're looking for that sharp edge sometimes. But I'm like, no, this is the Oscars. They're a little bit more cordial. They're not as risque because the Golden Globes also has its issues, and the room is usually drunk.
Yeah, exactly. And also, we had
So
like the Joe Coy debacle previously, so it's like he kind of put a bottom floor that you have to kind of get down to be bad,
I
essentially.
forgot about him. Is that awful? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I forgot.
because it was bad. It
Now
was it
Nikki
was
did a
hard to
great job this year
watch.
for Golden Globes,
Yep,
but
that's what everybody said. That's what everybody
yeah.
said.
And she showed up to the Oscars. I'm wondering if she's batting for one of these years because it's been a minute since a woman is Anne Hathaway like the last woman, and they even then she co-hosted with freaking
Franco, James Franco.
yes.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe. All right, let's talk about this opening musical number. Wicked ensemble performance. I think we both cried. We said we both cried.
So here's the deal. When Ariana started, I thought she did lovely, love Somewhere Over the Rainbow. But when Cynthia came in and sang Home, I was bawling my eye out. I was like, they are paying homage to all the Wizard of Oz movies before their home, saying it at the Oscars by a Black woman. You gotta be kidding me. And of course, she nailed it. And then they ended with their Defying Gravity. I was a mess. I was
Yeah.
like, the show just started, y'all.
I was like, am I overreacting to have such an
No,
emotional moment? But then when they
no.
cut to the audience and I saw Michelle crying, I was like, oh,
Yes.
we're right here. Like, and it was like those tears
Yes.
just falling
This,
down my
not a
face.
light drizzle. Like,
No,
it was
it
so
was so
funny that you say
powerful.
that because when I saw Michelle Yeoh, I told Dave, I'm like, see, Michelle Yeoh,
Yeah. Like,
I
because
am not alone.
I talked about the Oscars with my nail tech, and I told her I had such an emotional experience. She was like, "Oh, good for you to have such deep emotions about that." I was like, "Wait, was I tripping? Like,
No,
was it
you are
just
not.
me?" It was so powerful. Their voices were powerful. The even seeing the singers, the background singers up in the like the arch of the
Yeah,
sides of the Dolby Theater, Cynthia hitting that freaking note, like
that
I
battle
just was
cry. The
blown
fact that she
away.
sounds like the recording, also, it's like
Yes.
she's so immensely talented.
There was a video on Instagram today of someone who isolated her vocals. Guys,
And the way Ariana was
crazy.
looking at her, I'm like, she's everyone. Ariana
Uh-huh.
is me. Okay, because
She was sitting there just smirking with little giggles coming out of her. I'm like,
I'm
you
just
are
like,
hilarious. So
she
proud.
she was so proud of her. And I love
Yes.
that. I love
Yes.
that.
Yeah, it was magical. So if you have not caught that opening number, if you don't watch anything else from the Oscars, watch that. It was amazing. Format changes. They had some format changes this year. We talked about it a little bit because, for instance, usually Best Actor, Best Actress, you would have past winners come and give a little, nice spiel about the current nominee and all of that. This year they changed it up. They didn't just do it for that, they did it for other categories. Like, for instance, they did it for costume
Best
design.
supporting. Oh, yeah.
So what were your thoughts about some of the format changes we saw?
I really don't remember people really taking time to talk about everyone's performance. I felt like just give me a clip of their performance, their reaction of watching their said clip, and then give me the winner. I don't need it. I don't need it. Why are we doing it? Again, especially for people who don't know each other, right? Like, so you have the presenter, you can tell which ones are their friends and which ones are not, they're not. And so I feel like that kind of falls short. You know what I mean? Right?
No, because I think it's lovely. Like, if it were
Oh,
me and I was up for this award, stranger or friend, if somebody had really kind words to say to me in this very important moment, I would be in tears. Like, y'all would
first of
catch me on
all,
camera in
the
tears.
only person that it worked for, in my personal opinion, is when Divine Joy did it, and that's because it out of a out of the mouth of the Black woman. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you didn't think for Wicked when the costume design came up and you had that night when Bo Yang gave that really nice,
yeah, I
um,
thought Bo Yang did great. And obviously I love Bo Yang. I love Paul. Shout out to him for winning. But I also felt like Bo Yang was also making too many jokes. And I'm like, I need Paul to get his flowers, not just all
mm.
the popping off with the
I feel like
jokes.
Bowen just had to kind of make it his own a little bit. Again, him being the only one who was actually in the costume and all that sort of stuff. But I thought it
Which
was
is part
like,
of
I
the
think it's
bit.
lovely. And I also think
Yeah,
it's lovely to diversify it out of just Best Actor and Best Actress because those are the folks who get all the shine anyway.
that's true too. And to your point, it is nice to know that there is a relationship that's built with the actors and the costume people. Because, I mean, frankly, you hear a lot about the costume department working with the directors and everything like that, but you don't really hear about the relationship with the actor. So that was fun. And the way Ariana and Cynthia, I mean, screaming for Paul, like I love that so much.
Absolutely. And congratulations to him. First black man to
Yes.
win
It's so
Best
funny.
Costume
I look
Design.
forward to our Oscar party because I always I'm the stat person. So I was like, oh, this is the first black man to win. And then the announcer was like, Paul is the first black man to win Constant of the Sun. I'm
Paul
like,
Tazwell.
Tazwell. And I'm like, I'm always ahead of the freaking announcer with the stats.
And then he
Loved
got up
it.
and said it very proudly as well.
I'm
So,
so happy that he did
yay, black
that.
man.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to also talk about this Bond tribute because I was confused as to why we did it, but I can't say I was upset once it happened. Okay. I just didn't
Yeah.
understand what, like, were we announcing something? Like, I heard Amazon has gotten the rights, so people were expecting some potentially some type of announcement.
What
But
I
then we got the
gathered
musical
is
tribute.
they were celebrating the producers of the Bond franchise because they have been doing the franchise so well for so many years. They wanted to spotlight them, I guess, during the Oscars. And they
They needed to
decided to do
explain that
it.
better. I feel
I
like,
agree. And then I also thought it was very random the artists they chose
yes.
to perform these
Apparently, those
songs.
ladies have a song
They
together
do.
that
They
they did
do.
not perform. So,
Yeah, I remember seeing because I heard their song, saw the video. The video's super cute. And then I saw the announcement of like they're performing at the Oscars, but not the song because I think the song belongs to the Korean girl.
Lisa.
What is Lisa? Yes. I'm like, this is a choice.
Yes, it
Okay,
was a choice.
okay.
If it helps them, great. But it felt a little confusing with, this kind of being in the middle. Again, the Bond songs have been spotlighted over the years at the Oscars, right? Because oftentimes they end up winning Best Song. They end up being very, popular with artists who sing them, the Adeles, all these folks. So, Billie Eilish. So, it's not to say like I didn't see the connection with the Oscars. I was just confused by the medley. But okay, there was some controversy though with Doja Cat. People were like, Doja Cat did not do good. She can't sing. I personally enjoyed all three ladies. What were your thoughts?
I was excited for Ray because I love Ray. Everybody else was very like gimmicky to me, like very, very Hollywood. I love Doja Cat too, typically. I mean, she can be problematic at times, don't get me wrong. I don't think she did bad. I mean, could they have picked someone else? Sure. But again, as I said at the top, this was a choice. I don't know who, I don't know if their agents are like, all three of them. This will help exposure with Lisa's latest well, frankly, album, new songs, single, whatever, what have you. Um, Hollywood does all types of crazy stuff like that. So we just had to sit through it on Sunday.
I still enjoyed it. Again, it just felt very random. And yes, Ray, those vocals. Before we get into the awards, it's kind of our last to do for hot topics for our Oscars recap. I just want to say, Hulu, get your shit together. Okay. The fact
Yeah.
that y'all attempted this live stream, but whoever programmed it with a hard cutoff time for a live event that notoriously runs long makes no fucking sense to me. I thought that Netflix needed to do better. Hulu, if you ever cut off a live show again right before the most important portion of the night, I am canceling my subscription. Paradise season 2 be damned.
I was gonna say, no, you're not with Paradise on the line.
This is probably an empty threat, but it's how I felt that night. When I tell y'all I was pissed, I kept going back like, ain't no way. Ain't no way I got this message. Y'all cut this stream off right after Best Director. Ain't no way. And then I went and looked on these internets and saw I was not the only one. Do better. If you want to step into this lane, do better. That's it. Let's move on to these awards, Delora. Arguably, the biggest upset of the night is all the love that
Girl.
Honora got, including Best Actress for Mikey Madison. When you text me and said biggest upset of the night, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe you're talking about for us. Because even though Demi Moore would have been great if she got it, we were rooting for Cynthia. This came out of total left field for me that this girl was even seriously in contention. Now I haven't seen Honora yet,
Clear
but what?
blue sky. Clear blue sky, Ashley. And what it said to me was, oh, they love a naked ingenue. They love, I mean, let's face it, the Academy is predominantly male, old men, and you have a little tiny thing doing whatever she did in that movie with no intimate coordinator uh,
And it's the
versus women
same
over
guy.
35.
Yeah, it's the same guy who did what? Best director, best screenplay, bet
Yes,
like he really did best editing. Like he did
yes,
everything. And this is a story about a prostitute,
correct.
a young woman who is a prostitute.
But people love, I mean, Ashley, the story is that this is an independent film. Did you not know that?
I mean, okay.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I know you do, but I'm thinking like that does not that's neither here nor
This is
there to me.
justification for them being horny old men. That is what I am saying.
And again, I have not seen Anora. The of the let's just look at the best picture list. Of the best picture list, I have seen Dune Part 2. I have seen a portion of Amelia Perez. I've seen Wicked,
Wait, that's a do not finish. Am I right?
and I fell asleep. I was like, "Yo, I have to give this a watch because I keep hearing about this controversy with it." And then I fell
Yep.
asleep because one of the toughest things for me to watch is a musical where I do not enjoy the music. And that is, I said this about
That
La
was
La
that.
Land. That is
Yeah.
very hard for
Oh,
me to
I
sit through.
like the music in La La Land, but the problem
No.
is they didn't have singers who could actually sing.
And this is what I mean. If you're going to do a musical, I cannot listen to Emma Stone and Ryan Reynolds, not Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, and I
Gosling.
love them to death.
Yes,
Ryan
but they are not
Gosling,
singers
my
or
favorite Ryan.
dancers.
It was tough. Like the story was
Was there.
got me, but the
Yes.
music, let's not. Let's not. And so
That's
that's how I
why.
felt when I was watching
Yes.
Amelia Perez. I was like,
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to
Yes.
sit through this because I really can't do musicals where people can't sing. So the fact that Amelia Perez went on to win what best original song,
Which one
scratching
of
my
my
head.
the video I sent this gentleman online, they were like, this was a horrible movie. This musical was embarrassing. And if it was such a great song, why didn't you have them perform it live at the Oscars? That's how they typically do. They have the best original songs performed, especially the leaders of the category.
I'm pausing because I'm just looking at the list and I forgot like they won over The Journey that my girl her sang for the Six Triple Eight soundtrack.
Poor Diane. I mean, the Beehive has issues with her, but Diane Warren, her I think this was her 16th nomination and lost.
Prolific songwriter though. Like
Yes,
say what y'all want to say.
right.
Prolific hit
The fact
making.
that she could get nominated that many times says a lot as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I let's go back to Nora though before we even get into Amelia Perez. I was very surprised that it took Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Director, all these various awards. But definitely Best Actress shocked me the most. Like Mikey Madison, I've seen her. She was in the one show that was a hidden gem for me a while back on Hulu. Like, is it Better Things? Something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I did not like, yeah, this, I couldn't have called this. So if we had had our Oscars party this year and we were playing, we were playing to win, this one would have busted a lot of people's bingo cards right here.
Yep.
Best Picture, I mean, obviously I would have wanted Wicked to win easy, but again, I have not seen all of these to have I haven't seen The Substance, I haven't seen The Brutalist, Conclave, I don't know. But Wicked, hands down to me, should be Best Picture because it just was.
It just
It
was.
just
But
was.
Ashley, it's so funny. This comment, especially it was speaking to Mickey's win, but this is so true and it had me cracking up. It says, no way a Black woman playing a character who questioned the system and didn't allow herself to be used as a pawn would win. I came to terms with that, but at least expected Demi to win. This is Simply Serena off of Instagram. This was Blakely had thoughts about Mickey winning, and that was one of the comments. And I was like, if that's not the truth, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Best actor, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist. Best supporting actor, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain. I watched A Real Pain.
How
I
was
don't,
it?
uh, I don't know about that. I
First of all,
don't know about that. Like, I like Kieran Culkin a lot, but I don't know about that.
was he an ass or his performance wasn't like the greatest?
It just felt like how I sometimes feel with Jennifer.
Lawrence?
Yeah, where he's just playing a variation of himself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is this award worthy or are you just being
But
you?
does he have beef with his former Secession co-star that he
I
was
don't
nominated
think
against?
so. I think that's just the way he is.
Okay.
I don't think him and Jeremy have any issues,
That
but he
face that
has
Jeremy had though
because he
was
did talk a little trash about Jeremy in that Actors on Actors that he did
I didn't see the
previously.
whole thing, the one with Domingo.
He was basically saying, no offense to Jeremy, but the whole thing about us calling ourselves storytellers, like we're not storytellers. Sorry. Like we interpret and do our thing, but we don't tell the story. There are people who tell the story. They're called writers.
Well, people like Culkin though kind of grind my gears a little bit because it comes with a lot of privilege that he doesn't understand that he has. Like when I didn't see the whole thing with him and Coman Domingo, but Coman Domingo is like, I am prepped and ready to go. I am up for like at least 2 hours before I'm on set, and my call is at 5 a.m. And Culkin is like, I roll out of bed at 5 a.m. and I show up and I do my job. Coleman Domingo could never. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah, he's like one
Like,
of those people who shows up to the airport at the last minute and then expects for everybody else to roll over so that they make it to their
yes.
flight on time. Yeah, yeah.
Read the
And
room, sir.
he also is a longtime child actor of
Yeah.
the brother of a freaking
Yes.
superstar child actor in Macaulay Culkin, lest y'all forget.
We did not. But
So
yes.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely different. Best supporting actress Zoe Saldana. I also cried when Zoe Saldana won because again, take the freaking Nina Simone controversy us out of it because
Can
that bothers me
we?
to this day.
Because some
I
may
love
say
Zoe
she still
Saldana.
is blind to the criticisms that she's
I
receiving.
hear people say that about the criticism yet again for Amelia Perez. I don't feel like she handled it in the same way whatsoever. That's my personal opinion, though. But I love me some Zoe Saldana. So I
I love
cried.
Zoe Saldana, and I'm happy for her because she is literally a multi-billion-dollar box office actress. And to finally for her gain this level of validation in her career, because I know she felt some kind of way. Like, but I'm like, girl, you are in Marvel and Avatar, and you're complaining. Like, I'm glad that she was able to do quote unquote the art and do it in a way that she's celebrated for.
Yeah, sounds like she was saying she had gotten a little bored, honestly, with some of the work she was doing. So this was a fun challenge, it seemed like, for her in her career. I mean, that's it. Best director again, Sean Baker and Nora. Cinematography, The
Still upset that John
Brutalist.
Cho didn't get nominated. I'm gonna say that until I turn blue in the face. He better get it for good or something.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I think that rounds it out again. We already talked about best costume design for Wicked for Paul.
Best
So,
production for Wicked because I'm like y'all. I'm
yep,
like
best
if y'all
production
didn't give
design.
that to Oz, I don't know what I would have done. They built these things. They planted millions of freaking flowers just for Munchkin Land.
Yeah, that set was crazy. The only thing that could compete in at the time in my mind was Dune because it's world
Yeah,
building, right? But
right.
but Wicked was a whole category within it on its own. So, any other final thoughts for the Oscars recap?
The Oscars. I have to say, overall, I did enjoy watching it. I say this to say, like, we've said this on the mic plenty of times. It's not that we were jaded with the awards, but I think it was like a combination of like knowing the politics behind it and the
Yeah.
games that people play in certain people's faces, that you kind of, these kind of shows kind of lose their luster. But I enjoyed this year's Grammys and I enjoyed this year's Oscars. I mean, I didn't agree with every choice, but I thought the show for the most part was wonderful. To have Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg present, and the fact that the Academy took time to acknowledge the great Quincy Jones, love that. Love
Which
that
I
Queen
missed.
Latifah did the Ease on Down, which is a callback because she played the Wiz in the NBC version of the Wiz, which was phenomenal. Y'all should check it out. I just love that. It made me happy.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job as well. We'll see what next year brings. All right, guys. Usually we'd wrap up, but we do have a quick microdose to do today because while we were away, Delora and I did go step out into the theater to watch One of Them Days.
Just one of them days.
Monica. So I have to apologize off top for taking so long to see this movie in theaters because I do always try to go pick up a ticket and support my black films in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
No exception here. One of Them Days starring Keke Palmer, SZA. This is SZA's debut in a
I
leading
believe so.
actress role.
Yes.
Issa produced all that. We went in, I can't say I really had expectations other than just feeling like I was going to be entertained, and I was not let down.
So for me, I was a little wary, just a little, because I'm like, I don't know what to expect. But a time was had. Okay. We laughed out loud multiple times.
Absolutely.
The chemistry between the two was fantastic. It was a good time, Ashley.
I also feel like it was a mixture for me between the style of Insecure and the style of Friday. Like you
Easy.
had kind of that buddy dynamic between Kiki and SZA that you had between Craig and Day Day, and also Craig and Smokey in the first one. And I think with it still being set in LA, still being like Dunes kind of look from Insecure, it just kind of gave a nice little mixture between the two worlds.
It really felt like an insecure episode though when it first started though. I
Yeah,
was just
because like
like,
you literally are back in season
yes,
one. I'm like, is this season
yes,
one Insecure?
yes.
Some of the same problems, some of the same issues, just trying to get your life together and figure stuff out. Some of the biggest laugh out loud moments I feel like we had was with the Cat Williams cameos. It was just
Period.
so unexpected.
Period. I love Cat Williams and he did his thing. SZA's boyfriend also was quite hilarious and I appreciate him because I followed him on the internet. He was a content creator and to see that he made it on the big screen and was utterly ridiculous. Yes, Joshua David Neal as Keyshawn, funny.
Yes. And if there is a sequel, sign me up.
Exactly what you
Sign
said.
me up. So great job. Now I will say SZA would have got the boot if she was my friend, but
First
great
of
job.
all, I don't know how Kiki's character managed to be friends with that woman for so long. Because
Ride or die, I
at
guess.
the end of the day, when people say, me, am I the problem? Yes, you are. Your decision making is deplorable. Okay.
But then it was also the lack of accountability of like, but wait, you know how I am. So really it's on you because you know how I am.
Why don't you
What?
step up and take some responsibility?
Right.
Crazy, but it was
Yeah.
so cute and it was so black. I mean, they were eating freaking church's chicken. Like, I loved it.
That
I
was
loved it.
definitely sponsored by Church's Chicken. I'm not eating it, but
Easy.
it was easily sponsored by Church's.
You don't eat like churches was big in Detroit growing up, Popeyes and KFC. I am a Popeyes girl through and through. There's
Lee's
no
famous
I
recipe.
know. Sure.
The people out in podcast land don't. So in case y'all don't know, and in case Lee's Famous Recipe is listening and wants to sponsor me, I've been down for this cause my whole life. Okay.
I do enjoy Lee's. Lee's to me is the equivalent of like KFC if you want like the softer bread. But I love a good crunch. That's why me and Popeyes, we go together real bad.
Are you talking about the biscuits specifically?
No, I'm talking about Lee's
breading.
Chicken breading.
Got it.
Be softer. And,
well, you know, Lee's is a spinoff of KFC.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why for me it's not in the category because KFC was never my fave, like in that regard.
Agreed. I don't eat KFC either. I eat Popeyes and I eat Lee's. Popeyes has a good recipe. Y'all only give me one side though. Lee's has my favorite recipe and I can get two sides. So
you only eat the potatoes then?
I mean, you know, I will switch it up sometimes, but most of the time, yeah, I'm doing potatoes.
I'm doing potatoes.
My mama loves some red beans and rice, but most of the time,
I do not like the red beans and rice. I don't know what it is.
Now, there was a minute where they had green beans, so then I say, just go ahead and throw me a side of green beans.
I used to do that too. Same. And their mac and cheese is not great. But that's the one thing we didn't do when we were in New Orleans. We should have gotten Popeyes because that is where they do.
Well, I tell you, I always eat Popeyes when I'm in Atlanta. Always.
Yeah.
I'm rolling through that drive-thru. I went to the drive-through by Cascade skating rink last time I was in Atlanta. That was the best Popeyes I've ever had in my life.
I can believe it.
It was
good.
Whatever
Popeyes.
y'all put in there, delicious.
Exactly.
Delicious. Atlanta has problematic customer service. They treated me like a queen rolling through that Popeyes line.
Surprisingly. Okay.
It was amazing. She called me she was calling me sweetheart, everything. I said, girl, you go ahead and get this money for this 3-piece. Okay? Delicious. Anyway, didn't mean to go on a whole tangent about fried chicken, but say all this to say, y'all check out One of Them Days. It was fun. It was a good time. It was a time. All right, Delora.
I'd see it again.
Definitely. What are we recapping for next week? We've gone long. We missed y'all.
We are recapping one of the number one movies during the holiday season, and we wanted to talk about it originally during Black History Month, but guess what? It's even better now because it's Women's History Month. The 688. This is based off the heroic true story of the all Black women battalion in World War II. This is a Tyler Perry film starring the Kerry Washington. So I'm looking forward to it.
Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking with us for this episode. We had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Again, hit us up on social media, however you want to chat with us in the comments. Would love to hear from you about some of the topics we discussed today. Again, thirst trap, age limit or no? We will see y'all next time. Please share this episode with everybody you know. We so appreciate it. We'll be back with that recap. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.